Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Mustachioed Chef. It's Friday night, we had a lovely big meal planned, but then as I was going to get some ingredients, I had to call an audible. I drove past a little farm stand, so I popped on in, and I saw some beautiful looking zucchinis. Now, if you are like us and a fan of Stanley Tucci's show where he goes all around Italy eating all kinds of good food, he had a dish there called pasta alla Nerano, where basically you fry up some zucchinis and then you kind of make like a cacio e pepe type pasta and put them all in together. Now, I'm also not going to lie to the audience here. I've never made this dish, so we'll see how this turns out. But very simple. We got our zooks, good looking zooks, a little bit of garlic, some basil, another beautiful looking dried pasta from Italy. And then we're using two different cheeses here. So we're going to use an actual Parmesan cheese and of course the signature Pecorino Romano. And that's it. It's going to be a simple dish here. High quality ingredients, not a lot to this, but again, the execution's just got to be perfect. So let's get cooking. So you want to cut these guys really thin because we're going to fry them up here. And if they're too thick, they're going to just soak up in the oil and it's going to take forever. Really thin cuts. I had a friend cut these things so thin you couldn't even see them. Alright, so we're going to fry up these zucchinis. Pan fry. If you got a deep fryer, good on you. You can do it in a deep fryer, but we don't. We're going to do a little pan fry here. So we're going to add as many as we can, but not overload it. Okay, I'm going to add the rest of these zucchinis in here. Now, when I came home with these zucchinis and told the sous chef, producer, director, wife that we were having zucchini, she instantly went to, "You're making zoodles for the Mustachioed Chef?" I've never been more offended in my life. You think the Mustachioed Chef is going to be making zoodles? Luckily, she's fantastic at her job. So while our water is boiling and our zooks are cooling, we're going to grate this cheese in advance because if you watched season 1 of our cacio e pepe episode, you want to have your cheese grated ahead of time, and that way you mix it in while the pasta is still hot, and that's the best way to do this. So again, we've got some of the finest cheeses out there. As the sous chef, producer, director, wife found out, you don't skimp on the cost of cheese. You get the finest cheese available to you. So let's start with the Pecorino. And now, onto the Parmesan. Okay, now, I'm torn here. As I said, I haven't made this, and as you guys know, I cook with a lot of garlic. Now, we're gonna use garlic. I wasn't sure the best way to actually utilize this garlic, so what I'm gonna do is actually just use whole cloved garlic here and kind of let it incorporate into this flavor here. And then before we add in the pasta, I'm actually going to take these out. Now, I'll tell you when I eat it if I should have diced this up and incorporated all of it, but we'll see. You want to save some of these to garnish later. Oh, tasty. Texture looks great here. And I'm just incorporating this, and then what we're going to do is, if you remembered our cacio e pepe episode, that's fun to say, we want to add in our starchy pasta water. Now that's why I took it out like that and saved the water. And as we do that, we're going to incorporate our cheeses. So I think we're about ready here. Let's start getting this going. First in with the signature Pecorino Romano. I'm going to use about half of what I got. Let's start incorporating this. Parmigiano. Now this is a fancy technique. Don't try this at home. Flipping your pasta. A little fresh pepper. Guys, for never having made this dish, it looks beautiful, smells elegant, and like I said, it's just a simple dish. It's just zucchini and some cheese, really. That's really all it came down to. So I'm really happy with the way this turned out. Watching the Tucci, if it's good enough for the Tucci, it's got to be good enough for me, and this looks just like what the Tucci did. Come on, guys. Gotta add a little topper of the signature Pecorino Romano, even though I already did. But it's Friday night. Come on, you gotta live a little here. I think I'm also gonna add a sprinkle of cracked black pepper too. Never hurt anybody. All right, let's see what we got here. Creamy, that you want to see from a cacio e pepe dish. A lot of people think there's cream in it. It's not, especially if you watch season 1, you know it. Also, did you guys see how perfect that twirl was? That zucchini kind of makes a sauce with the cheese, and it's a simple, elegant dish. I don't think those two go together, simple and elegant, but pasta's cooked perfectly, al dente, and that zucchini, there's just so much flavor in that zucchini alone, and that's what makes this dish fantastic. I'll tell you what, guys, gotta add this to the rotation. Spaghetti alla Nerano. Another great episode of the Mustachioed Chef in the books. We'll see you next time.